Nirmala Sitharaman has taken a full detailed information from the district collector, and she will also be giving a press meet right after a meeting in the hospital with the patients.
Right. Shada, we learned that it is later in the day when TVK Chief Vijay will also be meeting the victim's family. But the catch here is that he's doing this act after 48 hours after the stampede happened, that too in his own political rally.
Well, in the next 48 hours, we can expect TVK leader Vijay to come to Karur to meet the victims. But as you mentioned, the catch is the probe has been submitted in the Madras Bench of High Court by his party's General Secretary Arnab, seeking protection and safety for actor Vijay. And with that is when the actor can come back into the town of Karur. Because we know that the stampede happened, and though not people are directly blaming at actor Vijay, there are multiple other reasons that require the protection of actor, because another situation like this should be avoided, and that is the foremost thing that the TVK party is now looking for, because once they know the star is coming back to Karur, there will be multiple fans trying to come and meet the actor again, and to make sure that no such accidents happen again is why the party is now seeking protection for the leader. And also it was just 2 days ago the entire incident happened, and Vijay left Karur and was in Chennai, and it is only today morning he stepped out from his Chennai residence. So we can hope that actor Vijay will again try to come back to Karur and meet the people, and also won't stop his political campaign.
Right. Also, Sharda, talk to us about if there's any action that has been taken yet against those who organized this political rally, on why there was a delay, on why there were more number of people than it was allowed in the ground, because this is a severe cause of concern. There are lapses that have come to fore, but has any action been taken yet on any of the officials, or in fact the TVK chief himself?
No, Shivangi, an inquiry is underway, and a summons for the party leaders, Adav Arjuna Busi Anand, and the TVK district leader Muruganandam has also been given. This will come after the probe is conducted at 2:30, and only after a full investigation and inquiry will the party leaders will be arrested or not is something we will know, because the ADGP has clearly stated a complete inquiry will be done apart from the single person commission that the state government has appointed. The police will also be doing a separate investigation, and that is still underway, and and after only they find the main reason for how the stampede was caused is when an arrest is made, and we can expect if any of the TVK district officials will be arrested or not for not organizing the political rally properly. Also, what we have to notice here is there's a case filed only against the party for the political rally, but not against actor Vijay, who is the leader of the party.
Right, Sharda, for the moment, stay with me because I'm getting in those live visuals. Let's just describe to our viewers on what's happening on camera right now. This is Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who is in the Karur Government Hospital to meet the survivors and families of the victims of the devastating stampede that had killed 41 people and had left over 50 injured during actor-turned-politician Vijay's TVK rally. And this happened on 27th of September. And with that, it's time for us to now slip into a short break. After the break, we'll keep getting you the live updates on Nirmala Sitharaman's visit to Karur, where stampede victims have been shifted to.
त्योहार भी आ गए और हुंडे सुपर डिलाइट डेज भी। अब हर कदम पे खुशियां बांटेंगी। हर सेलिब्रेशन अपना अपना सा लगेगा। यही तो टाइम है प्यार दिखाने का। अपनी फेवरेट हुंडई कार को आपकी मनपसंद हुंडई कारों पर मिल रही है कमाल की डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई ही, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
का राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत का है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी एमएसएमई से लघु उद्योग हो, सूक्ष्म उद्योग हो, कुटीर उद्योग हो,
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. And sometimes it drapes you in colors, fresh and new. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा।
Thank you for staying with Republic. And there's more breaking news that's coming in from Bangladesh, where conflict has spread in the tribal-dominated hilly region and people have been killed as tensions have spread over the alleged rape of a tribal schoolgirl. A group called Jummu students held a protest against the rape clashes have broken out between the tribal and the Bengalis there. The Bangladesh government has banned and blocked the rally in the area. Tensions have remained high in the area, and that the army police have also been deployed. We also spoke to Prashanta, who is a senior Bangladeshi journalist. Let's listen into what he had to say on the current situation of Bangladesh.
See the unrest in Bangladesh, just when we thought that things are getting back to normal, another protest happens and over an alleged rape, and tensions flare up once again. How do you look at the situation in Bangladesh? Do you think the unrest is yet to die down?
Yes, you say rightly, especially the last what happened in Khagrachori. You know that the Khagrachori is from a hilly area from Bangladesh, in the three hilly areas, especially Rangamati, Bandarban and Khagrachori. And their location is close to the Indian Mizoram and a very close border sharing from Mizoram and also some border from Tripura. Especially Mizoram, the very close border. And very unfortunately, you see that the three people died at that kind of clash. But what the behind reason you see in the present unrest situation in the hill area? What the behind reason? We see that there is some actually geopolitical interest, and another is a conflict of ethnicity from there. That is a differentiate between the Bangladeshi people versus the tribe people. So that is one kind of phenomenal ground from that kind of clash. But unfortunately, our law and order situation authority, they can actually one kind of LID or blame that only the UPDF. You know that the UPDF is one kind of front from the tribe groups, that is United People Democratic Front. So they can blame our ISP last night. They can blame that the whole incident, the main culprit will be they can decided that UPDF. But I'm very unfortunate for that. Why they can blame from one-sided statement? This is a one-sided statement for the UPDF when you can just main victim or main conflict for this from that kind of incident or clash. So you have polarized, or you have from very sophisticated from one standard, and that you cannot grasp the main issue and main focal for the incident. You see that the hill is all-time the very crucial point for the any other country, especially look in Bangladesh. But in hill area, you know that there's a lots of time, there's a clash between the Bangladeshi versus the origin of the tribe people. So why the reasons? You have to settle down, and the conflict is begun. We all know that from the newspaper and other media. This is from very crystal clear, the rape case, and that the rape case is the one kind of issues, and that under the rape case, the one does there's the local platform, that is Jumma platform, Jumma Chhatra Samaj, and they have in a protest from this the rape case, and they haven't come from the road, and that's some vandalizing issues, the local
right.
Something here. But why the law enforcement authority are there very several nearest distance? But why the reason you have to do that kind of clash between the local Bangladeshi versus the tribe? So the law and order, I think my observation, law and order from this the Quimar and also in Khagrachuri, there's completely actually a failure for that kind of a clash between from that. That's why we see that at least 3 killed. But we know that there's lots of injured are there. 20 plus people are seriously injured from that kind of clash and anti-clash. And you see that the motive actually in the hill versus in the local Bangladesh is not from a very good symptom and good sign for that, because we all are the thing, people, all of the here from the Bangladesh.
All right, moving on. At the end of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov addressed the world leaders and top diplomats. Here's a look on what he had to say while addressing the UNGA summit.
Более того, все чаще звучат угрозы применения силы против России, которая обвиняет в том, что она чуть ли не планирует напасть на Североатлантический альянс и Евросоюз. Президент Путин не раз развенчивал подобные провокации. У России не было и нет подобных намерений, однако любая агрессия против моей страны получит решительный отпор. На этот счет не должно быть никаких сомнений у тех в НАТО и Евросоюзе, кто не только убеждает своих избирателей в неизбежности войны с Россией и заставляет их затягивать пояса, но и в открытую заявляет о подготовке к нападению на нашу
We meet at a historic moment. Russia's brutal war aggression against Ukraine continues to rage. New technologies are transforming the very character of warfare, and the rules-based international order that has preserved our peace is under direct and deliberate challenge. As Latvians say, he who is ready is never taken by surprise, and Latvia knows what this means.
From our perspective, the threat assessment is clear. Russia poses a long-term threat to Euro-Atlantic security. Terrorism remains a persistent threat. Europe and the alliance is being tested in every way possible. So that the task is to equip our forces for the threats and challenges of today and those of tomorrow. Russia continues a pattern of provocations, most recently recklessly violating the airspace of Poland and Estonia. And here I really want to thank and welcome NATO's immediate response commencing Eastern Sentry. This serves as a tangible example of NATO's decisive response. The intensity of Russia's drone attacks against Ukraine has created incidents in several allied countries, among them also here in Latvia.
It's time for us to slip into a short break. After the break, we'll get to the live visuals from Karur, where Nirmala Sitharaman, the Finance Minister, has reached to meet the victims. Also, after the break is the biggest controversy on the Asia Cup. India says no trophy, no problem as they celebrate the victory without the cup.
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी एमएसएमई से लघु
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Viewers, top headlines. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visits Karur, meets injured attendees and takes stock of the situation. India refuses Asia Cup trophy from PCB chief, celebrates empty-handed on stage. BCCI to lodge protest. PM Modi and Home Minister hail Team India after India beat Pakistan in Asia Cup final, gives reference of Operation Sindhu. Conflict spreads in tribal-dominated hilly region of Bangladesh, 3 killed. Political blame game begins in Karur Stampede. TVK alleges DMK conspiracy. BJP, AIADMK slams DMK for mismanagement. 4 dead, 8 injured in Michigan church shooting. Trump calls an attack on Christians. Viewers, we are live and breaking. I'm Shivangi Shakla getting you the latest. Massive updates are coming in right now from POK. A big protest against Shehbaz Sharif government. In fact, what we are learning so far is that Rawalkot in POK is under complete lockdown as we speak, viewers. And the protesters have made a slew of demands, including abolition of privileges, of running elites, end of assembly seats in the name of refugees residing in Pakistan, free and equal education, employment of Shahid Azhar's brother, establishment of international airport, prevention of timber smuggling, elimination of quota for refugees residing in Pakistan in jobs. So this is what we see right now, viewers. We're getting these pictures coming in. Massive protests are happening as we speak in POK, where the demands are ringing louder and louder. Now, what are the demands? The demands, like I read them out, but these protests are specifically against Shehbaz Sharif government in POK. Now, POK is witnessing one of its largest protests in recent history. You can see how many people have turned up in large numbers. There's a big call for shutter down and wheel jam strike, potentially indefinite, has triggered heightened tensions with Islamabad, deploying security forces and cutting internet access from midnight to curb the mobilization. I want to go across to Soumya, who's joining us live right now. Soumya, what we see is a huge traction when it comes to the protests. They are citing decades of being ill-treated, decades of economic neglect, and they are standing up against the Shehbaz Sharif government. Yes.
Yes, well, Shivangi, as you correctly mentioned, that this is one of the biggest protests in the recent times that the Shehbaz Sharif government will experience with regards to POK. Now, this protest is spearheaded by Awami Action Committee in coordination with thousands of civilians based out of POK amidst the demands for complete lockdown in POK. Now, there are certain demands that have been made with regards to this protest. One of the important one being a call for abolishing 12 seats in the assembly reserved specifically for the Kashmiri refugees. Then there is also renegotiation of hydropower agreements so that the communities benefit directly from the power generated through the dams. So this is what we are picking up at the moment. However, this particular demand by the AAC that 12 seats reservation should be abolished is the big one, as it's a direct pushback to the proxy political framework.
Hold on for a second. Being joined by Major General KK Sinha joining us right now. I want to go across to a guest defense expert joining us. Thank you for joining us here, Major General. I hope you can hear me. And obviously, you know, this is something that we have been highlighting again and again, how POK has been neglected by Pakistan. And now they are not standing down. They are demanding many things which I just read out. But they are together when it comes to the message they want to send. That is that we cannot be neglected anymore. That's what is happening in POK.
Jai Hind and good afternoon. Yeah, of course, what we are saying, you know, that is, and today is the 29th of September. This is the date was given by them, you know, the people of POK and the organization of POK. This is the date they have decided that they will go all out. That is to start up with the demand. The way they have been treated all over the, you know, since the formation of Pakistan and the POK, when they snatched from India. That is the time, you know, they have been standing and they were very vocal about it. But this is the last call they have given. This is exactly from their side. If you you know, keep in mind, you know, what the Raksha Mantri of India has been saying about it, that the POK, you know, the people of the POK wants to join India and the POK will come back to us without fighting. I think, you know, he was hinting this only because the discontent has gone that much up, because everyone, you know, takes all benefit of POK, whether it is water, resources, you know, because they are fighting for the water, because this has been taken and the electricity has not been given. It has been taken by China and it's also taken by the Pakistan. They are left high and dry. The timber, which is there, you know, in the huge quantity, that is also been taken by. And they actually even export the timber from the POK outside, and they do not get you know, money for that. It is a peanut which is paid, and the corruption and the way they have been treated. I think this is the beginning of start. When we say the beginning of a start, is the start something, you know, of you know, the way the balkanization of Pakistan is taking place. You can hear this type of voice coming from Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Sindh. Now POK, of course, it was much more before this date they have been fighting, including Gilgit-Baltistan. So when we talk about the POK, that is about 37,000 square kilometer. We also talk about the Gilgit-Baltistan, 34,000 square kilometer. The people over there also demanding, and they're fighting for their right. So I think the uprising, when it starts, the civil war starts, it starts with the demand, and thereafter it takes a different shape. I mean, India is aware about it, and we are talking about it. And the people of Pakistan, which is 25 crores, out of that, you know, a percentage which is there in POK and Gilgit-Baltistan is totally aligned with India now. I think, you know, this is the time when we have to do something, and this is the last push we have to give it, and the POK will ask.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us there, Major General KK Sinha. Also being joined by Major Samarpal Toor joining us on Republic TV. Major Toor, now, you know, what we see right now is that once again, Pakistan is going back to its old tactic of controlling these protests. That is, you know, harsh presence on the ground, putting their police, putting their military on the ground. And that's exactly what the people of POK do not want. They are saying that they are done with the high-handedness of the Pakistan armed forces and the government there.
You see,
see, the information regarding this protest has already been, it was announced approximately 15 days ago. And, around that time, there has been an influx of the Pakistani Rangers, the Pakistani police, the Pakistan territorial army, which is there, So the issue is that they have been demanding 12 assembly seats in which purely the people of Gilgit-Baltistan should have their representatives. But unfortunately, what Pakistan has been doing is that they have been planting their own retired military veterans for these 12 seats for POJK. And that is one of the major reasons why the pure and full control of POJK remains with the Pakistan military establishment. Secondly, they have been neglected in terms of employment, medical facilities, and basic amenities and jobs. So because of this, there has been a lot of resentment, and then there have been power outages for many hours, high taxation on electricity bill for whatever number of hours they get. They are, charged very high bills, and medical amenities are very limited. They have to go to Islamabad for it, and for that they need to take permissions to cross certain checkpoints. So basically, it has become more of a harassment for the people of Gilgit and Baltistan, and that is one of the major reasons why they have come down on this, this protest which is taking place at a mass scale. And to counter this, the Pakistanis have also imported a chemical which will be mixed in the water and sprayed onto the protesters, which it is eventually being said by the agencies that it causes rashes, skin irritation, and skin disease as well to those who have the lesser immune system. So this is the amount of tactics that they've been doing. There are going to be mass arrests, and the colleges and schools have already been shut for the past 1 week. So this is definitely going to flare up, and it is an open statement and an invitation to the Indian government as well to make use of the 24 reserved seats for POJK. And the Indian government should take a call and appoint representatives in our Lok Sabha itself for representing, Gilgit-Baltistan as well. Because if we don't start it now, I think it's going to be too late. So now is the time where the Indian government takes a call and the people of Gilgit and Baltistan come in sync with the Indian government, and we move ahead for a permanent solution to Gilgit-Baltistan.
Right. Okay. Thank you for joining us there, Major Samarpal. We are seeing protests break out in POK, one of the biggest protests that we have seen recently. And I want to go back to Soumya, who's joining us right now. Soumya, I'm coming across to you. Now we see that the protesters are very, very clear that if their demands are not met, this is just their plan A. What we see right now, those pictures, the lockdown, the protests is just plan A. They will become more harsh and they will go to their plan B, C, D, E. They want their demands to be met. Soumya.
Yes, well, see, Shivangi, as mentioned by Major Toor as well, the undercurrents were there. There has been a build-up, and now it has flared up, and it will continue to do so if the demands are not met. Now, we have seen the Pakistani government and the security forces are also analyzing what the situation could be on ground. Hence, there has been a proper deployment of forces. Since last night, the internet access has been completely cut off so that there is no mobilization of protesters. Now the sources on ground are suggesting that the Pakistani government is fearing that if the protest escalates, it might lead to certain big border demands. Border demands mean here that a potential demand for freedom from Pakistan as well. So even now, if we go through the demands, one of the major demands here that was made by the protesters and the committee party which is spearheading this protest is abolishing a call for abolishment of the 12 seats reserved in the assembly for the Kashmiri refugees. It is one of the important demands that has been made because it is a direct push back to the proxy political framework there in Pakistan, because that's how the Pakistani government has been over the years has been able to control the politics there in POK, has had a direct control over Muzaffarabad. Now this will have a direct impact, and people are argumenting in favor of this, saying that this particular thing hampers and distorts the direct local representation of POJK, and also Islamabad has a direct say whatever has to happen politically wise there in POJK. So these are the developments that we are picking up at the moment.
All right, protests break out in POK in Pakistan. Of course, this is huge coming in because finally the people there are revolting against the Shehbaz Sharif government. Breaking news coming in, viewers, from the national capital now. A major cyber fraud busted and an African national has now been arrested. That is right. By the way, this African national who defrauded over 100 women of crores of rupees, the accused used to trap these women by posing as a UK-based Korean jeweler. And then he created a fake profile under the name Duck Young and lured them with promises of friendship and business partnership. The police are investigating the accused network and establishing a list of other victimized women. Akil is joining us right now. Akil, I'm coming across to you. Major cyber fraud busted. African national has been arrested. This African national defrauded 100 women. That too, crores of rupees has been siphoned off from these women on fraud charges.
That's right, Shivangi. If you see, the Shatra district of the Delhi police has busted a cyber network racket, in which what we have seen that a person, an African national, has been arrested by the Delhi police, in which what we have got to learn that during the investigation process, the Shatra district administration has basically found out the accused basically hailed from UK. And if you see, he has basically he has been hiding his identity and posing as a jeweler from Korea. So he basically he hid his identity before all those women. And if you see, there were several complaints filed against the Delhi police, in which what we have seen that initially the accused basically used the similar kind of modus operandi across several women when he sent those text messages to these women, in which he has said that when he arrived over here in India at Mumbai airport, then he was basically detained by the Mumbai police team, and there he started asking money to these women, and after that, after luring these women, he basically siphoned on approximately several lakh rupees from several women. So right now the police is investigating this entire matter. In this case, what we have also got to learn that there's a wider network working in this case. So on that, Delhi police is also working at this moment.
All right, thank you for getting those details, Akil. We have to move ahead right now to some of the other stories you're tracking. Next, we are getting you all the other updates coming in Bharat in 1 minute. Let's get started.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together, we can.
A walkathon has been organized on the occasion of the World Heart Day to raise awareness on heart health and care. Organizers of the walkathon, Dr. Parvez Ahmed, called the walkathon a heart awareness campaign and said that people should be aware of how to avoid these illnesses, especially heart disease. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan visits Dhauli Hills and also offers prayers and seeks blessings of Lord Shiva at the historical premises. Pradhan said that the foundation of New Odisha will be laid with the development of this area.
इसी क्षेत्र का विकास से ही नव उत्कल का, नव उड़ीसा का, नया उड़ीसा का गठन होगा और उड़ीसा ही मजबूत होने से, पूर्वोदय होने से ही भारत मजबूत होगा। विकसित भारत की मार्ग धौली से आएगा।
River rafting activities on the Chenab River resumed after remaining suspended since Operation Sindoor and the recent spate of landslides and heavy rains that affected the region. Getting to some updates coming in right now, viewers of Republic TV. Let's go straight across to what is happening in Ladakh. Curfew enters day 6. LG calls a meeting. Now, this is happening as Ladakh Lieutenant Governor Kavindra Gupta calls a meeting at LG Secretariat on day 6 of curfew. LG Gupta leaves Raj Nivas for LG Secretariat meeting call to discuss the prevailing situation and relaxation and curfew to be given. CRPF, ITBP and lay police, all of them are part of this meeting. Chief Secretary Dr. Pawan Kotwal, DGP Dr. S.T. Singh, Jamwal also to attend this meeting. So a big meeting taking place, viewers, because the situation in Ladakh has been quite tense ever since we saw those protests break out. A couple of meetings, the security meetings are taking place as a curfew remains. And viewers, let's go to US, where an eatery was attacked in North Carolina, resulting in deaths of 3 people. Here's more on what's happening in the United States.
Shooter incident unfolded Saturday night in Southport, North Carolina, sparking an urgent police response and a wave of shock throughout the coastal community. Authorities report that the shooting began around 9:30 p.m. at the American Fish Company, a popular waterfront bar located in the Southport Yacht Basin, where the Cape Fear River, Intracoastal Waterway, and Atlantic Ocean converge. Eyewitnesses tell of a gunman who arrived at the scene by boat. The shooter pulled up alongside the dockside restaurant, paused briefly, and then opened fire into a crowd of patrons, fatally wounding 3 people and injuring at least 8 others. The assailant then fled the area via the same vessel, heading toward Oak Island through the Intracoastal Waterway. In response to immediate reports of shots fired and multiple injuries, law enforcement swiftly declared an active shooter situation within the Southport Yacht Basin area. Residents were urgently advised to avoid the vicinity and remain indoors for their safety while first responders flooded the scene. The Brunswick County Sheriff's Office and Southport Police, alongside multiple other law enforcement agencies from the county, launched a coordinated investigation as emergency medical teams tended to the wounded. Police confirmed the shooter had not been apprehended initially, but within 30 minutes, a suspect matching the description was located by the U.S. Coast Guard at a public boat ramp in Oak Island and detained by Oak Island Police. Southport's Public Information Officer, Cheyenne Ketchum, confirmed that police are now questioning the individual in connection with the shooting. Authorities emphasize there are no other suspects believed to be involved and that there is currently no known further threat to the public. This tragic incident sent ripples of fear and concern through the local community. The American Fish Company has long been a favored gathering spot known for its outdoor live music and vibrant atmosphere. Saturday night had been no exception, with a band scheduled to perform until 10 p.m. Residents and witnesses shared their shock and prayers for the victims and first responders across social media. Calls for calm and vigilance remain as police continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the shooting, looking to determine any motive while ensuring the safety of the community. Southport, home to roughly 4,300 residents, is a small city situated at the mouth of the Cape Fear River, about 10 miles south of Wilmington. The city's serene coastal setting was violently disrupted by this act of gun violence, marking one of the deadliest incidents in the region in recent memory. Law enforcement urges anyone with information about the shooting to come forward and report suspicious activity immediately by dialing 911. The community remains on edge, hoping for answers and swift justice as the investigation unfolds.
And viewers, there's a lot happening in Bangladesh. A lot of protests, conflict has spread in tribal-dominated hilly region and people have been killed. Tensions are spreading over the alleged rape of a tribal schoolgirl. A group called Jummu students held a protest against the rape, and clashes broke out between the tribal and the Bengalis. Now, pictures on your screen are showing exactly what happened. You can see the kind of clashes which have taken place. Now, the Bangladesh government has banned and blocked the rallies in the area, and tensions remain high in the area. The army and the police have been deployed there.
You see the unrest in Bangladesh. Just when we thought that things are getting back to normal, another protest happens over an alleged rape, and tensions flare up once again. How do you look at the situation in Bangladesh? Do you think the unrest is yet to die down?
Yes, you said rightly, especially the lust what happened in Khagrachori. You know that the Khagrachori is from a hilly area from Bangladesh, in the three hill areas, especially Rangamati, Bandarban and Khagrachori. And their location is close to the Indian Mizoram and a very close border from sharing from Mizoram and also some border from Tripura. Especially Mizoram, the very close border. And very unfortunately, you see that the three people died at that kind of clash. But what the behind reason you see in the present unrest situation in the hill area? What the behind reason? We see that there is some actually geopolitical interest, and another is a conflict of ethnicity from there. That is a differentiate between the Bengali Bangladeshi people versus the tribe people. So that is one kind of phenomenal ground from that kind of clash. But unfortunately, our law and order situation authority, they can actually one kind of lie or blame that only the UPDF. You know that the UPDF is one kind of front from the tribe groups, that is United People Democratic Front. So they can blame our ISP last night. They can blame that the whole incident, the main culprit will be they can decided that UPDF. But I'm very unfortunate for that. Why they can blame from one-sided statement? This is a one-sided statement for the UPDF when you can just main victim or main conflict for this from that kind of incident or clash. So you have polarized, or you have from very sophisticated from one standard, and that you cannot grasp the main issue and main focal for the incident. You see that the hill is all-time the very crucial point for the any other country, especially look in Bangladesh. But in hill area, you know that there's a lots of time, there's a clash between the Bangladeshi versus the origin of the tribe people. So why the reasons? You have to settle down, and the conflict is begun. We all know that from the newspaper and other media. This is from very crystal clear, the rape case, and that the rape case is the one kind of issues, and that under the rape case, the one there's the local platform, that is Jumma platform, Jumma Chhatra Samaj, and they haven't protest from this the rape case, and they haven't come from the road, and that's some vandalizing issues, the local something here. But why the law enforcement authority are there very several nearest distance? But why the reason you have to do that kind of clash between the local Bangladeshi versus the tribe? So the law and order, I think my observation, law and order from this the Guimar and also in Khagrachuri, there's completely actually a failure for that kind of a clash between from that. That's why we see that at least 3 kills. But all we know that there's a lots of injured are there. 20 plus people are seriously injured from that kind of clash and anti-clash. And you see that the motive actually in the hill versus in the local Bangladesh is not from a very good symptom and good sign for that, because we all are the thing, people, all of the here from the Bangladesh.
Viewers, we're getting you much more coming right up here live and breaking. On the other side, we'll put our focus on what's happening in Karur. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is visiting Karur and is taking stock of the situation. India refuses Asia Cup trophy from the PCB chief, celebrates empty-handed on stage. BCCI to lodge a protest.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. And sometimes it drapes you in colors, fresh and new. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरी राजा मसाला।
कल यानी नवरात्रि के प्रथम दिवस 22 सितंबर को सूर्योदय के साथ ही नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लागू हो जाएंगे। एक तरह से कल से देश में जीएसटी बचत उत्सव शुरू होने जा रहा है। इस जीएसटी बचत उत्सव में आपकी बचत बढ़ेगी और आप अपनी पसंद की चीजों को और ज्यादा आसानी से खरीद पाएंगे। नए स्वरूप में मुख्य रूप से अब सिर्फ 5% और 18% के ही टैक्स स्लैब रहेंगे।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a decor brand. Live consciously.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरी राजा
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे MSMEs यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे MSME
And here are the top headlines that we're tracking at 12:30 p.m. this Monday afternoon. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visits Karur, meets injured attendees and takes stock of the situation. India refuses Asia Cup trophy from PCB chief, celebrate empty hand on stage, BCCI to lodge protest. Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister hailed Team India after India beat Pak in Asia Cup final, gives reference of Operation Sindoor. Conflict spreads in tribal-dominated hilly region of Bangladesh. 3 people have been killed. Political blame game erupts in the Karur Stampede case. TVK alleges DMK conspiracy. BJP, AIA-DMK slammed the DMK for mismanagement. Trouble mounts for Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif as thousands stage protest in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. 4 dead and 8 injured in Michigan church shooting. Trump calls it an attack on Christians. And we start this edition with the big breaking news that's coming in, and this one is from Karur, where Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has visited Karur and has taken the stock of the situation and met the injured. The Finance Minister was accompanied by MOS for Parliamentary Affairs L. Murugan at the hospital. At least 41 people have been died in the Karur Stampede tragedy, and Vijay's party has filed a petition in the Madras High Court demanding probe into the Stampede tragedy. The matter will be heard at 2:30 p.m. today. Sharda is joining us live from Bengaluru on that note. Sharda, please share more details about the TVK's plea that will come up for hearing today late in the afternoon.
Right, the TVK has submitted a plea seeking a CBI probe into this Karur Stampede tragedy, because after the state government appointed a single commission, former Judge Arnab had come to the location where she already assessed what led to the stampede, following which the TVK had also asked for a separate probe into this, stating that they feel that it would be a biased investigation done by the state government, also saying that the DMK has a hand involved behind this. It's a big allegation kept by TVK, and a separate affidavit was also given by the party's General Secretary Arnab, quoting that DMK might not give a unbiased investigation into this Karur Stampede tragedy, and that's the reason they are asked for a CBI probe into this. Also indirectly extending their support, AIADMK and BJP also asked for the Supreme Court and the High Court sitting bench to have a case run on this Karur Stampede tragedy.
Right. In fact, I believe you're reporting from outside the government hospital in Karur, Sharda. Take us through what's happening there. Just a few moments back, we saw how Nirmala Sitharaman, the Union Finance Minister, had met the families and the victims. What's happening? What did she tell the victims? What assurances has she given?
So Nirmala Sitharaman, she first visited the spot where the stampede had happened earlier, like 2 days before, and she also spoke to the district collector there, who gave her an explanation, and she also assessed the entire situation of what is happening in Karur. Right now we are outside the Karur Government Hospital, where Finance Minister and Union Minister L. Murugan just met all the victims who are injured in the hospital. She also spoke to them and stated that the Central Ministry has also decided to give them a certain amount of compensation, 1 lakh for the families who lost their family members, the deceased family members, and also 50,000 rupees to all the injured victims. She's also now gone to meet the victims of few families who lost their family members in the stampede. She's also said to speak to the collector following this on what would be the future measures that to be taken.
Right, Sharda, thank you very much for getting us those details. Quickly moving across to the other big top stories that we're tracking here on Republic. This is about the Asia Cup, then the drama, the 90-minute drama that unfolded after the match. Now, after making provocative gestures in matches to humiliating the spirit of cricket, now Pakistan has cried victim. Pakistan Minister Mohsin Naqvi in a social media post on X, and he's replied to the Prime Minister hailing Team India and giving a reference to Operation Sindoor. Now, it is Pakistan Minister Mohsin Naqvi in a now deleted post on X, where he said, if war was your measure of pride, history already records your humiliating defeat at Pakistan's hands. No cricket match can rewrite that truth. Dragging war into sports only exposes desperation and disgraces the very spirit of the game. And that's exactly why Pakistan has been crying victim, ladies and gentlemen, because be it Operation Sindoor or be it the field of cricket, we have always defeated Pakistan, and that is what they have been crying about right now. This was a post that was given out by Mohsin Naqvi, the Pakistan minister, also the PCB chief, Mohsin Naqvi. He had posted a comment on his social media handle X while he had replied to the Prime Minister's post. Now, what the Prime Minister had posted was about hailing the Indian cricket team on winning the match, where he had given a reference of Operation Sindoor, saying be it field or Pakistan's area, we have always decimated them. To which Mohsin Naqvi, the Pakistan minister, had replied to the same post. If you can have the Prime Minister's tweet on our screens on what he had said on the match, and to which Mohsin Naqvi, in a now deleted post, is crying foul and saying that we cannot compare cricket and sports and war together.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Kenyan Navy Commander Major General Paul paid tribute to fallen soldiers by laying a wreath at the National War Memorial during his state visit to India. Union Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has flagged off 3 new Amrit Bharat Express trains on the Darbhanga, Ajmer, Muzaffarpur, Hyderabad and Chhapra Delhi routes at the Anand Vihar terminal in the national capital. Major General Paul of the Kenyan Navy received a guard of honor at the South Block lawns in Delhi while on an official visit to India from the 28th of September to the 2nd of October. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami flagged off the Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar Social Welfare Multipurpose Rath from Dehradun. The convoy shall organize 240 camps aimed at welfare for the poor in the state of Uttarakhand. And moving across to some more breaking news that we're getting in. This is in regard with the arrest of the Bangladeshi nationals that has taken place in the national capital. Now, there have been another set of arrests that have been made for allegedly spying for Pakistan. Tawqif has been arrested for spying for Pakistan, we learn, after illegal Bangladeshis were detained in Delhi. Now it is a Pakistani spy that has been arrested, and this one is from Haryana. The arrest happened from Hathinkhand in Haryana. The accused visited Pakistan in 2002 and hence was cultivated as a source for Pakistan. As in previous cases, the accused used to send information about the troops' movements to Pakistan. Akhil is joining me live for more details on that. Akhil, please share about the alleged Pakistani spy. What do we know about him? What was his modus operandi?
Well, Tanisha, if you've seen a fresh development, what we have seen that the Haryana police has arrested one person who has been identified as Tawfiq. Tawfiq is the person who visited Pakistan back then in 2022. 3 years back, he visited Pakistan, and since then he was in touch with the Pakistan High Commission staffers. And if you see earlier, what we have seen that several Indians, if you see, one person was arrested from Hisar itself, in which what we have seen that the Jyoti Malhotra was arrested back then in the month of May from Hisar, and she was in touch with the Pakistani High Commission staff member Danish. And after that, what we have seen that later on Danish was suspended persona non grata. And if you see, Danish has was in touch with several ISI agents, and with the help of Danish, Jyoti Malhotra got in touch with Shakir and Ali and other ISI agents. So in that case, what we have seen that the 3 months later on, in that case, the Haryana police has basically filed a charge sheet in that matter. 2,500 voluminous charge sheet was filed in that case, in which what we have got to learn that the Haryana police has found concrete evidence against Jyoti Malhotra. Because if you see, post Pahalgam incident, she has visited Pakistan. And if you see, after that, after coming back from Pakistan, she visited China itself. So there was a major link which was found by the security forces. And after that, and if you see in the recent development, what we are seeing, that another person from Palwal who has been identified as Tawfiq, he was also in touch with several Pakistanis, and the Haryana Police CIA department has basically found out several numbers of Pakistani individuals, because he was constantly in touch with them. There were text messages that have also been recovered from Tawfiq's phone. So his phone has already been seized by the Palwal team right now, and the probe is currently underway.
All right, Akhil, thank you very much for getting us those details. Quickly moving across to some more breaking news that's coming in. And in fact, this is about the big statement that has been made by the Home Minister. Now, Union Home Minister Amit Shah rejected the ceasefire offer given by Maoists, saying that if extremists want to surrender and lay down arms, they are most welcome to do so, and security forces would not fire a single bullet on them. Here's that statement by the Union Home Minister.
मोदी सरकार ने संवाद, सुरक्षा और समन्वय तीनों पहलू पर काम करने की शुरुआत की, और आज नतीजा ये है कि मैं विश्वास के साथ इतने बड़े फोरम में कह सकता हूं, 31/3/26 को इस देश में से हथियारी नक्सलवाद समाप्त। 14 के बाद सरकार के अभियानों का, सरकार के कार्यक्रमों का, सरकार के आयोजन का स्टीयरिंग भारत सरकार के गृह मंत्रालय के पास है। ये बहुत बड़ा नीतिगत परिवर्तन हुआ, और वो परिवर्तन के कारण ही ये परिणाम मिला। स्कैटर्ड अप्रोच की जगह यूनिफाइड और रूथलेस स्ट्रेटेजी को अपनाने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया, और मुझे कोई संकोच नहीं है रूथलेस स्ट्रेटेजी पर शब्द प्रयोग करने में। हमारी सरकार की नीति है, जो हथियार छोड़कर सरेंडर होकर आना चाहते हैं उनके लिए रेड कारपेट है। आइए भाई, आपका स्वागत है, आप मार्ग भूले हुए हमारे ही लोग हो। और सबसे अच्छा ल्यूकरेटिव सरेंडर पॉलिसी विजय जी बैठे हैं, छत्तीसगढ़ सरकार ने बनाया है, भारत सरकार ने बनाया है। सबका स्वागत है, हथियार छोड़ दीजिए। आज भी मैं कहता हूं, हम किसी को मारना नहीं चाहते, मगर आप हथियार में लेकर निर्दोष आदिवासियों को मारना चाहते हैं तो मेरी सरकार का धर्म है इनको बचाना और आपका सामना।
All right, breaking news now coming in. There have been massive protests that has broken out in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir against Shehbaz Sharif government. Rawalkot in POK is under complete lockdown. The protesters have made a slew of demands, including abolition of privileges of ruling elites, end of assembly seats in the name of refugees residing in Pakistan, free and equal education and employment of Shahid Azhar's brother, establishment of international airport, prevention of timber smuggling, and elimination of quota for refugees residing in Pakistan in jobs. So these are the kind of demands that people of POK have put out. There are massive protests that are being held against the Shehbaz Sharif government. All right, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir seeing massive protests against Shehbaz Sharif government. Thousands have been on street. The call for a shutdown and wheel jam strike, potentially indefinite, has triggered heightened tensions in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The call, remember, it is a clash of willpower. A civil society alliance has now gained traction in recent times. It has rallied thousands under its banner, citing decades of political marginalization and economic neglect. Now, the group's 38-point character demands structural reforms, including the abolition of 12 legislative seats in the POK Assembly reserved for Kashmiri refugees living in Pakistan, which locals argue undermines their representative governance. In fact, authorities have also responded with a show of strength. In the recent days, heavily armed convoys staged flag marches through major POK towns, while thousands of troops were moved in from Punjab. And Soumya is joining us on the phone line to share more details on that. All right, Soumya is live. Soumya, this is a huge POK uprising that we're seeing against Pakistan. Protests are being held. Talk us through the demands that the POK people have been raising.
Mentioned that this is in the recent times one of the biggest protests that Pakistan security forces and for that matter Pakistani government will also face from POK. Now this particular protest was spearheaded by Awami Action Committee based out of POK and in coordination of thousands of civilians. Thousands of civilians have come in support of this protest and the demands that have been made through this protest. Now, the understanding how the situation might flare up on the ground, the Pakistani government has heavily deployed security forces on ground zero. From last night, they have completely cut off the internet services there in POK so that mobilization of protesters can be completely avoided. Now, few of the demands, if we go through them, one of them being the AAC demanding the abolishment of 12 seats reserved for the Kashmiri refugees there in the assembly. This is a direct pushback to the political framework of Pakistan because the protesters are arguing that this particular thing distorts the local representation in POK in the politics, and this has led the Pakistani government having a direct control over Muzaffarabad over years. Now there's an attempt to internationalize this protest as well because the POK diaspora sources are suggesting that the POK diaspora who are based out of US, UK and for that matter Europe also, they will also pick up this topic and will also stage protests. So this is how POK is, residents of the POK and for that matter Awami Action Committee has led forward this protest against the Pakistani forces and the Pakistani government. Sources are suggesting that Pakistani government is at the moment fearing that if the matter escalates, it might lead to certain escalation to border demands. They're scared that it might lead to demands for freedom as well. So these are the developments that we are picking up, and it might flare up in few hours or maybe in few days if the demands are not met. Tanisha.
Right, Soumya, stay with me and talk to us about what is it, which group is this that are leading the protest, because we learned that government muscle and a breakdown in talks is going to happen anytime soon.
Yes, well, see, Tanisha, as I mentioned earlier, it's Awami Action Committee there which has spearheaded this protest. It has a huge support from the residents of POK because they have for years have felt neglected, have felt that the demands have not been met, and in so many areas they have felt heavily neglected over the years. So it is you can say a pented up anger towards how their issues have been handled over the years by at the hands of the Pakistani government, which has led to this protest at such a level as sources are suggesting that it could be one of the biggest.
I'm sorry, I'll have to cut you short on that because I'm being joined by retired Major General Sanjay Meston on the broadcast. Sir, thank you very much for speaking to Republic. What do you think of the recent POK uprising against the Pakistan government, the Shehbaz Sharif government? They're coming out with 38-point demands.
Yeah, these protests are basically happening because firstly it is against, I would say, Asim Munir and of course Shehbaz government. And we all know that Shehbaz Sharif, the big boss is the Asim Munir. And why these protests are happening? Because whether it is POK, whether it is Balochistan, whether it is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, whether it is Sindh, most of these provinces are very badly neglected by Pakistan authorities, and their focus is only on Pakistan, Punjab. And POK, of course, they have been neglecting it over the period of time. And unfortunately, the ground reality is that POK is part of India. And this is also one of the reasons they are protesting, because they want to finally align with India, because That's a neighbor which compares itself to the development what has happened in India and what is going on in Pakistan. It's gone to shambles. And look at India, the way we are a rising prosperity, and see even in the bordering states of POK, basically it is the Kashmir, the Indian Kashmir. And the people are so happy. There's so much of prosperity. Trains are moving. Everything is happening. So when they see the disparity, and this is exactly what they're saying, the disparity, the development is not happening because of the corruption. So this, I would say, augurs well for India, because one day everyone is talking about when will POK rejoin India. I think it will happen on its own. And this is I would say, a good trend which is going to suit our national interest. Because whatever it is, we have to get back our POK.
Absolutely, sir. In fact, that was the same statement that was reiterated by the Home Minister, by the Defence Minister and by the Prime Minister time and again. But one more question before I let you go, General Maston, is that don't you think that after such a massive uprising that the POK has been showcasing, the Pakistan government is now under pressure?
Yeah, very true. Pakistan government, see, firstly, what's Pakistan government? We must be very clear. Pakistan government is actually this Munir, Asim Munir. That is a Pakistan government. You know, Nawaz, this Shahbaz Sharif is just a, I would say, puppet. And we have seen, this is the first time in the history of this world that United States President, he is invited the second time Asim Munir. And this shows that one of the most important democracies in the world, America, is siding with a terrorist country like Pakistan. And therefore, to say that, the Pakistan government, I would not say the word at all Pakistan government, because it's Pakistan dictatorship. It is protester against the armed forces, the senior leadership of the armed forces, because they are the ones who are corrupt and they are the ones who are cheating their own country. And POK, though, they have never considered themselves as a part of Pakistan,
Absolutely,
including Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. They have never considered that as part of Pakistan.
Absolutely,
so all these are second-grade citizens, and therefore the intent is to keep hitting them. And therefore Pakistan army, or I would say Asim Munir, they have failed. Shahbaz Munir, of course, is just a puppet government. We all realize that.
Right, sir. General Maston, thank you very much for speaking to Republic, being here with us and sharing your opinion on that. With that, it's time for us to now quickly have a check of the other breaking news stories that are making headlines. Kerala Legislative Assembly unanimously has passed a resolution opposing the Election Commission of India's special intensive revision of the voters list. Chief Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has moved the resolution in the House. Now, the opposition has extended its support and the resolution was passed after incorporating their suggestions. The resolution expressed serious concerns that the SIR exercise could become a backdoor to attempt and implement the National Population Register. Citing the process conducted in Bihar, it warned that the arbitrary deletions from the voters list reflected quote-unquote politics of exclusion that could be extended nationwide. And with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. After the break, getting into the details of Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visiting Karur. Also, after the break is the biggest controversy that has now broken out, the 90-minute drama that unfolded after the Asia Cup cricket match final.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डवेयर मसाला।
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. It teases, it soothes, and sometimes speaks without words. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी
त्योहार भी आ गए और हुंडई सुपर डिलाइट डेज भी। अब हर कदम पे खुशियां बांटेंगे, हर सेलिब्रेशन अपना अपना सा लगेगा। यही तो टाइम है प्यार दिखाने का। अपनी फेवरेट हुंडई कार को आपकी मनपसंद हुंडई कारों पर मिल रही है कमाल की डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई ही, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
कल यानी नवरात्रि के प्रथम दिवस 22 सितंबर को सूर्योदय के साथ ही नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लागू हो जाएंगे। एक तरह से कल से देश में जीएसटी बचत उत्सव शुरू होने जा रहा है। इस जीएसटी बचत उत्सव में आपकी बचत बढ़ेगी और आप अपनी पसंद की चीजों को और ज्यादा आसानी से खरीद पाएंगे। नए स्वरूप में मुख्य रूप से अब सिर्फ 5% और 18% के ही टैक्स स्लैब रहेंगे। इसका मतलब है रोजमर्रा के इस्तेमाल की ज्यादातर चीजें और सस्ती हो जाएगी। खाने पीने का सामान, दवाइयां, साबुन, ब्रश, पेस्ट, स्वास्थ्य और जीवन बीमा, ऐसे अनेकों सामान, अनेकों सेवाएं या तो टैक्स फ्री होगी या फिर केवल 5% टैक्स देना होगा। जीएसटी कम होने से अब देश के नागरिकों के लिए अपने सपने पूरे करना और
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
welcome. You're watching Republic TV with me, Akanksha Khajuria. Top of the hour, we'll get you details about the deadly stampede in Tamil Nadu. 41 people have lost their life, but in the last 48 hours, in fact, no accountability or responsibility either by DMK or by the political leader Vijay. We'll get you more details on that. First up, the headlines. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visited Karur where the stampede took place, met with injured attendees and took stock of the situation. India refuses Asia Cup trophy from PCB chief, celebrates empty-handed on the stage, BCCI to lodge a protest. PM Modi and Home Minister hail Team India after India beat Pakistan in Asia Cup final, gives reference of Operation Sindoor. Conflict spreads in tribal-dominated hilly region of Bangladesh. 3 people have been killed. Political blame game begins in Karur Stampede. TVK alleges DMK conspiracy. Bharatiya Janata Party, AIA, DMK slam DMK for mismanagement. Trouble mounts for Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz. 1,000 stage protests in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir demanding reforms. 4 dead, 8 injured in Michigan church shooting. Trump calls it attack on Christians. Let's start with a breaking update coming in from the state of Kerala. Kerala Assembly has passed a resolution opposing the Election Commission of India's Special Intensive Revision. Remember that took place in Bihar earlier this year, and Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has moved the resolution in the House. The opposition has extended its support and the resolution was passed after incorporating their suggestion. The resolution expressed serious concern that the SIR exercise could become a backdoor attempt to implement the National Population Register, citing the process conducted in Bihar as well. It warned that deletion from the voter list reflected a politics of exclusion that could be extended nationwide. Now, these are the visuals coming in from Tamil Nadu, where, remember, day before yesterday, a deadly stampede took place. Now, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is there at the spot. She is at the hospital, and she has met with the victims there as well. In fact, let me go across to my colleague Sharda, who has more details on this. Sharda, tell us, we are seeing on the screen that the Finance Minister is there at the spot. Has she spoken to the victims yet?
Actually, Nirmala Sitharaman, after meeting the victims in the ICU, also gave them the information that even the central government has agreed to pay a certain amount of money to the family, which is rupees 2 lakhs for the deceased and also 50,000 to everybody who was injured in the stampede that took place day before yesterday in Karur. She's also meeting the families of the victims who lost their family member in this stampede. She's now en route to the village called Erur, which is next to Karur, where she's also meeting 3 families who were deceased in this particular stampede, following which she will also be talking to the collector. Initially, she met the district collector as soon as she reached Karur, and on the spot where the stampede happened, and she also went there, assessed the situation. She took stock on the ground, and also before leaving, she'll make a final comments is what you're expecting.
Absolutely. And Shraddha, take us through the war of words, because the blame game has started. The politics has started. BJP is saying that this is the fault of DMK. DMK has put the blame on TVK, and now we're learning that TVK has also moved the court, saying that this was a conspiracy by the ruling DMK government. Take us through all the details.
Well, initially, the DMK, which is the ruling party, came saying that that actor Vijay was delayed by 10 to the Karur location where he had to campaign, and that's the reason which caused the stampede. However, later TVK said that the permission they asked for the location was different, and only much later did they not get any other location they requested for, and only then did they receive this particular road, which was a narrow road. And they said that DMK on purpose, with the help of police, trying to make sure that the TVK do not get to do their political rally properly, is why they had given them narrow roads. Following which, now the AIADMK also says that the blame cannot be put on one single person, which is actor Vijay, because every political party that is registered in India has a permission to run a political rally. And just before the elections, TVK had thoroughly sought permission from the Tamil Nadu police, but the AIADMK and BJP pointed out the inability of the state police, saying there was not enough number of police deployed at the location, while the ADGP of the state claims that the 500 policemen were deployed. We know from the eyewitness and victims saying that there was not even a single police at the location when the stampede happened, and it was much later, only when the ambulance had come to help them, is when the police had also tried to clear the people.
And we're keeping our focus on the visuals coming in from Tamil Nadu. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is there. Barshada, take us through the details as far as the petitions are concerned. We're learning that the Madras High Court in the afternoon today will be hearing certain petitions filed by DMK, and one, I remember, was also filed by the victim of the stampede as well. So take us through what could be expected from the Madras High Court later today.
The Madurai bench of Madras High Court will be listening to this particular petition that was filed by TVK, which also states that it involves a conspiracy by the DMK, and the first petition, which was filed day before yesterday, also seeks a CBI inquiry and also asks for a probe into this entire Karur stampede.
Absolutely. So all eyes will be on, in fact, the Madras High Court at 2:30. We're learning that petitions will be heard there. But now take us through the investigation into this case. Remember, we're learning that it's been 48 hours, no action has been taken. We know that TVK, 3 of the TVK leaders have been booked in this case, but no action till now as far as the crackdown or what really went wrong is concerned. Give us more details about that, Sharda.
While only multiple cases have been filed against the TVK political party because the political rally led to a stampede, however, the actor Vijay, who is the leader of the party, has not been booked, or not even an FIR has been filed against him. But however, summons for Arnab Bussi Anand and the district secretary of Karur of the TVK party was called by the police. But it is said that if following the petition that would be heard at 2:30 p.m. is when an action would be taken. And however, there is no case filed against anybody in particular. It is just the party that, and the action that will be taken by the police depends on what the Madras High Court, Madurai bench of the Madras High Court gives order based on.
Absolutely. So those are the visuals on your screen of Nirmala Sitharaman. They're speaking to the families who have lost their loved one. Remember, 41 people have lost their life as far as the stampede is concerned. The blame game and the politics has started. One member commission, in fact, that is headed by a former judge there, will be carrying out the investigation. And yesterday she was there at the spot, but since early morning today, we are seeing that several BJP leaders are coming to Karur to take stock of the situation. So Sharda, tell us, not just Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, we are learning that many other BJP leaders, AIADMK leaders, they will be also coming to the spot to take stock of the situation. What is the ground situation there as of now?
Multiple leaders had already come to the hospital to visit the victims and the families yesterday, and today it's expected the Congress leader from the central would also be arriving soon to meet the victims. And earlier today we also heard from our sources that the opposition leader of Parliament, Rahul Gandhi, had also made a call to M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of the state, to consolidate him, condole him on the death of 41 members in the Karur stampede. And also following that, it's expect multiple BJP leaders yesterday, including the State President Naina Nagendran, had come. Now Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Union Minister L. Murugan have also made their visit to the hospital. It's now expected that following which now actor Vijay is, as part of the party TVK, has submitted a petition to the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, again seeking protection for him as he wants to come to Karur to meet the people again.
Absolutely. Those are the visuals there on the screen of Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister, speaking to the family members, people who have lost their loved one in the deadly stampede that happened yesterday. Shraddha, take us through the details as far as the people who have lost their lives are concerned. We're learning that the identification process is over. Have all the bodies been handed over to the families?
Yes, yesterday all the identity process of the 40 people who were deceased in the stampede was done, and the bodies were also handed over to their family. We also got learned that one person who died early in the morning today, she was 65 years old and she was admitted in the hospital after she was hurt in the stampede to breathlessness, and her body was also handed over to the family. And now only 50 more people are admitted here in the hospital who were injured in the stampede.
In fact, not just Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, but many other leaders are also coming to the spot to take stock of the situation. Bharatiya Janata Party has pinned the blame on DMK. They've said that, in fact, there was no security arrangement there at the spot. DMK has put the blame on TVK Chief, and TVK in turn has said that this is a conspiracy by the DMK there. But in the last 48 hours, no strict action has been taken by the administration. In fact, we're learning that the person who's been tasked to find out what really went wrong went to take stock of the situation yesterday, and a report will be submitted as soon as possible. And those are the visuals coming in from Karur, where the stampede took place, and Nirmala Sitharaman on your screen speaking to the family members. And see, look at the screen, how the family members are crying, telling their, in fact, what has happened in the last 48 hours to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Let me go across to BJP leader ANS Prasad for more on this. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV. It's been 48 hours since the incident has taken place. 41 people have lost their life. But what we are seeing there is a blame game that is happening. DMK saying that TVK chief is to be blamed. And in turn, TVK has moved the court saying that there is some sort of conspiracy by the DMK, the ruling DMK government. How do you see this? Because people of Tamil Nadu do not deserve the blame game and the politics.
Madam, all the Tamil Nadu people is asking now, is there is a political conspiracy behind the tragic incident in Karur, where 41 people lost their lives. The Chief Minister Stalin must announce a CBI inquiry to answer the question of 6 crore Tamil Nadu people. This is the main thing is going there. Most importantly, the Tamil Nadu government must act with utmost care in conducting postmortems of the deceased to bring out the truth transparently. In cases of suspicious and controversial deaths like this, based on various court rulings, postmortems must be conducted by experienced doctors and fully recorded on video. The Tamil Nadu government must clarify whether it has adhered to the practice. More than that, to expedite the initial investigation before a CBI inquiry, the Tamil Nadu government must immediately appoint an honest Inspector General rank, IG rank police officer as the investigation officer, supported by Deputy Inspector General and the DSPs. The investigation must cover all aspects, including how many police personnel were deployed for security, the number of district police and the traffic police and armed police personnel assigned, and address all questions raised by the people of Tamil Nadu, prominent journalists and media throughout field-based inquiry. More than that, very important matter I am telling the Republic TV, Tamil Nadu Vettikaragam TVK leader Vijay must avoid the advice of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi in the matter of 41 deaths, because in the stated that yesterday, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, expressed condolences to TVK leader Vijay. However, sources indicate that Vijay was allegedly threatened that if he does not align with the DMK government, there would be consequences. The Tamil Nadu police and the commission led by Justice Arnab Jagadishan must investigate the Rahul Gandhi, discuss with whom and in what context regarding the issue. More than that, to dilute the TVK's allegations of a political conspiracy, the local involvement in this tragic incident, Rahul Gandhi is reportedly exerting indirect pressure on actor Vijay to suppress the truth. The Tamil Nadu BJP will soon expose the efforts.
Absolutely, sir. And one more question before I let you go. In fact, the investigation has now started in this entire matter. Are you satisfied with the investigation that has happened so far, or would you also demand a CBI inquiry just like TVK?
Yes, madam, yes. We are not satisfied with the inquiry. Previously, Karur DSP Selvaraj was appointed as the investigation officer. Now, an apparent I was ADSP, Premanandan, only ADSP. The incident, very big incident, crucial incident, 41 deaths has happened. They're deploying ADSP Premanandan has been appointed as the new investigation officer. This is raises serious doubts about the Tamil Nadu government lack of seriousness and reluctance to conduct the swift and proactive investigation.
Absolutely, sir. And what would be your demand from the DMK government? Because now they have pinned the blame on the TVK chief. But if we look at the ground situation and what the eyewitnesses have said, they've also said that there was no proper security arrangement, and that comes, that onus comes on the police administration there. So what would your demand be from the DMK, the ruling DMK government in Tamil Nadu?
My humble request to CM Stalin should announce CBI inquiry. This is the first step Tamil Nadu government has to take care. More than that, Actor Vijay must honor the 41 people who lost their lives while attending this election campaign by ensuring that the investigation is conducted without any compromise, even in the face of alleged threats from the DMK government or Congress intermediaries. He must act with transparency and truthfulness towards the people of Tamil Nadu and his loyal fans. The Tamil Nadu BJP stands fully with the Tamil Nadu government, Actor Vijay, and the people of Tamil Nadu in ensuring truthful and just investigation into the tragic incident.
Absolutely. So Bharatiya Janata Party there demanding a CBI inquiry into the entire incident. Thank you so much, Mr. Prasad, for speaking to Republic TV. Let me also go across to BJP leader Rajan Jayaprakash. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us. It's been 48 hours since the incident has taken place. 41 people have lost their lives. Several others are still injured. Many of them are still in the ICU. But what we are seeing there is blame game politics that is underway. DMK is putting the blame on TVK. TVK in turn is putting the blame on DMK. So that is what is happening in Tamil Nadu. Do people of Tamil Nadu deserve this, sir?
No, they 100% do not deserve this, madam. See, the whole point is for everything, for any meeting or anything, any rally, the permission is granted by the Tamil Nadu police. When Tamil Nadu police gives us the permission, they sit across with the actual person who is doing the meeting, and then they come together. This is not the first time that Vijay has done a meeting. For every meeting, he's getting at least about 50,000 to 75,000 people coming there. That I do not understand why they gave that place for him and they do not provide security. Assuming I walk into the secretariat with 1,000 people, they arrest us even before that. They do all that. So the entire blame is on the intelligence, the failure of the intelligence and the failure of the DMK government that they have not, when they gave permission, they have not taken any precautions. So
absolutely.
They are
so no precautions taken there by the administration, but now they've put the blame on TVK. So that blame game has started. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to Republic TV. Now shifting our focus to a big breaking news coming in. We're learning that there was a panic among passengers at the LGBI airport in Guwahati. Indigo flight cancelled after smoke in the cabin. Initially, it was thought to be the AC moisture, but as it kept increasing, many passengers felt suffocated. The flight Indigo 6E565 was supposed to depart at 9:20 a.m. to Hyderabad, but after technical snag, all the passengers were deboarded and they are being assured a next flight. So this appears to not be an AC issue, but there was a smoke in the cabin. What was the reason behind it is something that will come out during the investigation. Let me go across to my colleague Aniruddha, who's been tracking this story very closely. Aniruddha, what are you learning as far as this incident is concerned? We are learning that there was smoke in the cabin. It was thought to be the AC moisture, but it appears that the situation was not okay in that Indigo flight. What are the airlines saying?
Yes, when the boarding started at around 9 o'clock, at that point in time itself, there was a smoke inside the cabin, but initially it was thought that it was AC moisture. But as the smoke gradually kept on increasing and the flight was also not taking off, at that point in time, the cabin crew tried to comfort the passengers, saying that there is nothing unusual and they're trying to address the issue. However, the smoke continued to increase. And after that, the passengers gradually started to feel suffocated. It was around 11, for more than 2 hours, the passengers were inside the aircraft. And when the passengers started to feel suffocated at around 11 a.m., then they gradually took the call to deboard the passengers. And now, after the deboarding, the passengers are still inside the airport. They are being assured another flight by the Indigo authorities. The Indigo people at the Guwahati airport are assuring that another flight will be immediately arranged for them. It has been learned that the aircraft Indigo 6C565 was at the taxi bay for a long period. It was at the taxi for a long period, and even after that, when the smoke didn't decrease and it kept on increasing, and it filled the entire cabin. It was a dark smoke. We are showing these visuals. You can see initially people thought that it was the AC moisture, but when the color turned dark, it was completely black inside, and nothing was visible inside the cabin. At that point in time, people started to feel dizziness. Many people were coughing. Many people felt suffocated, and at that point in time, finally the call was taken at an air. All the passengers were deboarded from the aircraft. Now we are still waiting a official response from the Indigo, but yes, authorities at the LGBI airport have confirmed us that due to technical snag, this flight has been cancelled as of now.
Absolutely, and those are the visuals on the screen of the smoke that inside the cabin that you can see thick smoke inside the Indigo flight. Panic at the Guwahati airport. What was first believed to be just AC moisture quickly turned into cloud of smoke inside the cabin, and those are the visuals on the screen. And we're learning that several passengers were coughing, many suffocated as the smoke kept rising. And we'll continue to get to more details on the story. We're learning that in fact all the passengers have been deboarded. The health update is also okay, but very concerning update coming in from Guwahati. We'll get you more details on this after this very short break. Keep watching Republic TV.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा और मसाला केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत का है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा।
मोदी सरकार ने संवाद, सुरक्षा और समन्वय तीनों पहलू पर काम करने की शुरुआत की और आज नतीजा ये है कि मैं विश्वास के साथ इतने बड़े फोरम में कह सकता हूं 31/3/26 को इस देश में से हथियारी नक्सलवाद समाप्त। 14 के बाद सरकार के अभियानों का, सरकार के कार्यक्रमों का, सरकार के आयोजन का स्टीयरिंग भारत सरकार के गृह मंत्रालय के पास है। ये बहुत बड़ा नीतिगत परिवर्तन हुआ और वो परिवर्तन के कारण ही ये परिणाम मिला। स्कैटर्ड अप्रोच की जगह यूनिफाइड और रूथलेस स्ट्रेटेजी को अपनाने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया और मुझे कोई संकोच नहीं है रूथलेस स्ट्रेटेजी पर शब्द प्रयोग करने में। हमारी सरकार की नीति है जो हथियार छोड़कर सरेंडर होकर आना चाहते हैं उनके लिए रेड कारपेट है। आइए भाई, आपका स्वागत है, आप मार्ग भूले हुए हमारे ही लोग हो। और सबसे अच्छा ल्यूकरेटिव सरेंडर पॉलिसी विजय जी बैठे हैं, छत्तीसगढ़ सरकार ने बनाया है, भारत सरकार ने बनाया है। सबका स्वागत है, हथियार छोड़ दीजिए। आज भी मैं कहता हूं, हम किसी को मारना नहीं चाहते, मगर आप हथियार में लेकर निर्दोष आदिवासियों को मारना चाहते हैं तो मेरी सरकार का धर्म है इनको बचाना और आपका सामना।
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. And sometimes it drapes you in colors, fresh and new. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक।
Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visits Karur, meets injured attendees and takes stock of the situation. India refuses Asia Cup trophy from PCB chief, celebrate empty-handed on the stage, BCCI to lodge a protest. Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah hails Team India after India beat Pakistan in Asia Cup final, gives reference of Operation Sindoor. Conflict spreads in tribal-dominated hilly region of Bangladesh. 3 people have been killed. Political blame game begins in Karur Stampede. TVK alleges DMK conspiracy. BJP, AIADMK slam DMK for mismanagement. Trouble mounts for Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. Thousands stage protest in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir demanding reforms. Four dead, 8 injured in US church shooting. Trump calls it attack on Christians.
Right, we start with breaking news coming in, viewers. There's panic among the passengers at the LGBI airport as an Indigo flight has been cancelled after smoke was seen in the cabin. Now, initially it was thought to be AC moisture, but as it kept increasing, many passengers felt suffocated, and you can see the visuals on your screens. We've seen, viewers, many a times there is mist inside the aircraft due to the air conditioning, but this is actually smoke on this flight, this Indigo flight, and that led to suffocation also. The flight Indigo 6E565 was supposed to depart at 9:20 a.m. To Hyderabad, but after this technical snag, all passengers deboarded. Now they are being assured a next flight. But viewers, this of course is a big cause of concerns. Aniruddha joins us from Guwahati. Aniruddha, this is of course a very, very serious matter. There was smoke billowing from the cabin that, we can see that there is massive suffocation also being suffered by the passengers. What really happened?
Because we just spoke to a passenger who was has informed us the ordeal that they went through. At 9:20, the flight was about to take off. It was already in the runway. It was at full throttle. It was moving. It was about to take off from the runway. And at that point in time, suddenly the brakes were pulled. The flight slowed down. Brakes were pulled, and later it was brought to the taxi. It was brought back to the taxi. No clarification was given to the passengers as what was happening inside. And suddenly the smoke kept filling the entire cabin, and it was only at 12:15. It was at 12:15 that the passengers were finally deboarded from the aircraft, and now Indigo is telling the passengers that another aircraft will be arranged for them, but there is no direct flight. This was a direct flight from Guwahati to Hyderabad. Now they are not giving any direct flight to the passengers who were supposed to go to Hyderabad, but were giving connecting flights. They are giving assurances that we'll give you a connecting flight via Chennai, via Bangalore. The passengers are still in the departure area, and they are not being allowed to come out of the airport also by the airlines, and they are still inside the airport. So yes, the first-hand information that Republic TV has got from the passenger who was inside his aircraft, he has told us that at 9:20 the flight was already in the runway, about to take off, but suddenly brakes were pulled.
Okay, just turn with us, Aniruddha. I think we have one of the passengers who was on this flight. Okay, we have the Indigo passenger who was on the flight. Sir, can you just share your experience, sir? If you could share your name and also what really happened.
मैडम कुछ नहीं है, वो क्या है ना 9:20 का उसका डिपार्चर टाइम है। फ्लाइट रनवे में चला गया, एकदम स्पीड हो गया, अबाउट टू टेक ऑफ, सडन ब्रेक मार के बोला था, कुछ नहीं बोला, फिर जाके पार्किंग में रख दिया। नो रेस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम एयर होस्टर, एनीवन।
ओके, एंड व्हेन
उसके बाद हम लोग पूछा था क्या हुआ, एनी टेक्निकल इशू, कोई रिप्लाई नहीं है। प्लीज वेट, एक ही रिप्लाई, प्लीज वेट। आफ्टर 1 आवर वो लोग बोला था सम टेक्निकल इशू है, हम लोग का टेक्नीशियन आया है और सॉर्ट आउट कर रहे हैं, प्लीज बी पेशेंट।
जी,
ऐसा बोलने के बाद 1 घंटा हुआ, 2 घंटा हुआ, उसका टेक्नीशियन आया, कुछ स्पेयर पार्ट्स लेके आ रहे, वो लगा रहे, चेक कर रहे, रिमूव कर रहे, चेक कर रहे, रिमूव कर रहे।
जी मिस्टर राव, एक घंटे तक चला ये?
अराउंड 2 आवर्स, नॉट 1 आवर, 2 आवर्स।
ओके।
आफ्टर 11:30 फिर बोला था वो लोग, हाँ अभी फिर से टेक ऑफ हो जाएगा, डोंट वरी, अभी ठीक हो गया, टेक्नीशियन आके रिसॉल्व कर दिया प्रॉब्लम, अभी टेक ऑफ करेगा। फिर अराउंड 11:45 अराउंड 12 बिटवीन वो लोग रनवे में लेके गए फिर से फ्लाइट्स। रनवे में आराम से गया, फिर रनवे में इंजन फुल फोर्स में स्टार्ट किया, एकदम इंजन ये किया, धुआं आना चालू हो गया, स्मोक का स्मेल आना चालू हुआ। फिर वो लोग ब्रेक मार के स्टॉप कर दिया, पूरा धुआं हो गया, स्मोक का स्मेल आ रहा है, कोई रेस्पॉन्स नहीं, कुछ नहीं। एटलीस्ट तुम डीबोर्ड तो करो यार, या दूसरा फ्लाइट तो दो, कोई रेस्पॉन्स नहीं। हम लोग कोई बात नहीं, ये टेम्परेचर के बाहर में बहुत गर्मी है, इसका वजह से इतना स्मोक आ रहा है, कोई बात नहीं, ये रेगुलर प्रोसेस है।
जी,
हम लोग तो रेगुलर ट्रैवल करने वाला है, हम लोग तो बोला है, हम लोग तो रेगुलर फ्लाइट ट्रैवल करता है, ऐसा तो नहीं होता है कभी भी। तो लोग बोले कोई बात नहीं, अभी गर्मी गुवाहाटी में बहुत गर्मी है ना, इसका वजह से एसी का प्रेशर थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया, कुछ नहीं। हम लोग बोला था थोड़ा स्मोक का स्मेल भी आ रहा है, कुछ देखो, नहीं टेक ऑफ हो जाएगा। ऐसा वो लोग हाफ एन आवर रनवे में ही ट्राई किया टेक ऑफ करने के लिए, नहीं हो पाया, फिर आके पार्किंग में खड़ा कर दिया।
अच्छा,
फिर पार्किंग में खड़ा करने के बाद हम लोग को डीबोर्ड कर रहा है क्या, वो लोग ट्राई कर रहा था डीबोर्ड करने के लिए, डोर लॉक तो ओपन नहीं हो रहे, डोर स्टक हो गया, डोर ओपन नहीं हो रहे। उसके बाद उसका टेक्नीशियन आके कुछ किया, डोर ओपन हुआ, सबको अराउंड 12:20 में डीबोर्ड किया। 9:20 का फ्लाइट है, 12:20 में डीबोर्ड किया। उसके बाद बोल रहे हैं उसका मैनेजर, इंडिगो एयरलाइंस का मैनेजर आके बोलता है हमारा रेस्पॉन्सिबल है, मगर टेक्निकल इश्यू है तो हम क्या करेगा, हाफ एन आवर वेट कीजिए, उसके बाद बताएगा क्या होगा। ये फ्लाइट कैंसिल हो गया, आपको रिफंड मिलेगा या दूसरा फ्लाइट अरेंज करेगा, आपको बताएगा। अभी जस्ट वाइफ से फोन आया था, अराउंड 1:15 में फोन आया था, वो लोग ऑल्टरनेटिव फ्लाइट अरेंज कर रहे हैं वया बेंगलुरु, मतलब यहाँ से बेंगलुरु, गुवाहाटी टू बेंगलुरु टू चेन्नई टू हैदराबाद।
अच्छा,
वो कल सुबह 10 बजे तक हैदराबाद पहुंचेगा। हम लोग डिनाई किया था, इतना हम लोग का इमरजेंसी वर्क भी हो सकता है ना, किसी का भी कुछ भी काम हो सकता है ना। हम लोग फिर से आर्ग्यू किया तो वो लोग बोला ठीक है सर, आपको यहाँ से बेंगलुरु लेके जाएंगे, बेंगलुरु में कल सुबह का फर्स्ट फ्लाइट में आपको आपका डेस्टिनेशन में पहुंचा देंगे।
जी,
अभी हम लोग स्टिल अभी डिपार्चर का सिक्योरिटी एरिया में हम लोग वेट कर रहे हैं।
जी, तो ये मतलब आप कह रहे हैं कि ये अभी तक कुछ रीजन में नहीं बताया गया इसका क्या है, और ये 2 घंटे तक चला गया?
नहीं, अराउंड 3.5 आवर्स। उसका वीडियो भी है, उसका मैनेजर बोला था हम लोग ऑलमोस्ट 5 आवर्स वेट किया, 7 o'clock से लेके अराउंड 12:30 तक एयरपोर्ट में वेट किया बोर्ड करके, आप लोग कुछ रेस्पॉन्स नहीं ले रहे बोल के हम लोग आर्ग्यू किया था। उसका मैनेजर बोला हाँ सर 5 आवर्स हुआ, हम क्या करेगा, टेक्निकल इश्यू होने से हम लोग कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे ना।
जी,
वो लोग का रेस्पॉन्स ये है।
तो आपने कोई कंप्लेंट दायर की है, कंप्लेंट फाइल करी है?
सुनने के लिए रेडी नहीं है इंडिगो वाला,
ओके,
सुनने के लिए रेडी नहीं है। हम लोग अरेंज करेंगे ना।
अच्छा,
आपको उसका ऑडियो वीडियो भी आपको शेयर कर रहा हूँ मैं।
जी,
आपको दे दिया हूँ। पब्लिक का क्या रिस्पॉन्स है, उसका मैनेजर का क्या रिप्लाई आ रहा है
जी,
मैं शेयर किया हूँ। मिस्टर प्रंजित सैकिया को शेयर किया हूँ, शायद आप वहां से कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं। कंप्लीट वीडियोस में शेयर किया हूँ। आपको चाहे तो फोटोज भी शेयर कर सकता हूँ मैं।
Okay, yes, thank you. बिल्कुल बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए Mr. Rao for sharing what really transpired and also sharing the video. Viewers, you can see what really happened on the Indigo flight. There can be children, there can be elderly, which is of course the smoke will be extremely hazardous for them, and this happened for hours as Mr. Rao, the passenger on board, was reporting, viewers. So this of course is a big cause of concern. This is not just a technical snag, this is a security threat. This is something that is extremely harmful for people. They were not even deboarded, the passengers were not even deboarded. This is something that is a big cause of concern, and the fact that they were not even letting them deboard, that and this is the smoke that they were of course being suffocated in. You can understand nobody wants to be in this situation, and the airlines, the Indigo Airlines, did not address their complaints, and they now of course it's we do not know if there's a complaint to be filed or not, but this of course is another incident that is being reported from one of the leading airlines. Shifting focus now, viewers, Pilots Association is set to file petition in the Supreme Court if the Ministry of Civil Aviation does not respond on judicial probe in the Air India 171 crash, where association earlier wrote to the Civil Aviation Ministry and the Minister Ram Mohan Naidu that pilot's image is being tainted and narrative on pilot error is being circulated. The association, along with deceased Sabharwal's father, the pilot, his father will be main party. He will file petition in Supreme Court for formal judicial probe. Pilots Association has given time till 2nd of October to the Ministry of Civil Aviation to respond to their request. Harsha joins us live on the broadcast. For more, Harsha, just summarize for us what really has happened. Pilot body is now seeking a judicial inquiry.
Yes, Rakshita rightly pointed out earlier, we have seen that how Pilots Association and Mr. Sabharwal, the father of the deceased Sumi Sabharwal, wrote to Minister of Civil Aviation Ram Mohan Naidu seeking for judicial probe and the formal inquiry in the AI 171 crash. They clearly stated that the tainted image of pilot Sabharwal and the other pilot is being floated after the prelim investigation report of AIB was out, and therefore it is needed that there should be a judicial inquiry probe in this AI 171 crash. And it's been more than 1 week that there has been no response from the Ministry of Civil Aviation and the Minister Ram Mohan Naidu, and that is the reason why now Pilot Association have stated that they will only wait till 2nd of October for the Minister of Civil Aviation's respond on their request letter which they gave earlier last week. And if there's no response from the ministry by 2nd of October, then by 3rd of October they'll be filing a petition in the Supreme Court, where the main party will be deceased Sabharwal's parent as well, father as well, because they clearly want that there should be an expert of the aeronautic expert who is the engineering department expert of the aeronautical engineering. Not only that, there should be a retired Supreme Court judge and the other experts who understand the grievances of pilots as well. And this judicial inquiry will clearly state that whether there was pilot error or not. So we have got to know that after 2nd October, the petition will be filed in Supreme Court by Pilot Association. Back to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Harsha, for joining us with those details coming in on that story. Was the Pilots Association is set to move to the Supreme Court for the judicial probe, and Captain Sabharwal's father will also be made a party in this case. Now, viewers, Pilots Association will be we will be shifting our focus to the other stories. We have some breaking news coming in. This is in connection with Zubeen Garg's death. Now, the government of Assam has submitted a formal request to the Ministry of Home Affairs to invoke the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty with Singapore in connection with the unfortunate demise of Zubeen. Now, once invoked, this will ensure full cooperation from Singaporean authorities, giving access to the case details and assistance to bring back the accused and secure justice. So, Assam government is going to invoke MLAT for the probe. MLAT in the death of Zubeen Garg, and this is Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty with Singapore. Aniruddha joins us live on the broadcast. For more, Aniruddha, well, we understand that the probe team has left for Singapore, and now, of course, there are diplomatic agreements that are also being now, those resolutions are also being sought. Legal assistance is also being sought via the treaty.
Yes, Rakshita. In fact, the SID team will be reaching Singapore tomorrow, and right now we are getting to know that the Assam government, the Home Department, has approached the Ministry of Home Affairs with a formal proposal to invoke the MLAT, that is the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty with Singapore, so that justice can be served to Zubin Garg. The invoking of the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, the MLAT, in short, will ensure legal cooperation and assistance as far as the investigation is concerned. The Singaporean authorities will be also assisting and looking after the entire case, and there will be mutual cooperation as far as the SIT team is also concerned, and it will also help in extradition of the NRIs to bring them back to India so that the investigation can be carried out. And also, one of the prime accused in this case, Yamkanu Mohanta, who happens to be still in Singapore, he has not left the country, he is still in Singapore. In order to bring him back also, the MLAT is very much essential, because there are at least nine NRIs whose name has surfaced in this case, and that is the reason why now the Assam government has formally approached the Ministry of Home Affairs to invoke the MLAT with Singapore so that justice can be served to Zubin Garg. Rakshita.
Right. Thank you so much, Aniruddha, for joining us with those details coming in, viewers. And, the world, viewers, is still remembering, mourning Assam's beloved singer, Zubin Garg's unexpected death that occurred almost 10 days ago. And fans have reached out in support, demanding justice from the government of India. SIT has been formed. It has already been formed, and Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has assured justice. Watch this video, viewers, where the fans remember and also demand justice.
অমৰ হৈ থাকিব তেখেতৰ এই সৃষ্টিৰাজি।
One of the most loved singers from Assam, Zubin Garg, lost his life while swimming in the sea without a life jacket in Singapore. The 52-year-old singer was famous for his song in Assamese, Bengali and Hindi. Despite being rushed to the Singapore General Hospital, Zubin succumbed to death in the intensive care unit. But suspicions still prevail around his death. Was it a natural or a controversial death? Assam's Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has assured the public of an SIT probe.
As every other proud Assamese, I too have grown up listening and cherishing the songs of our beloved Zubindar. His untimely and unfortunate death has rattled us all. As per the news, if it's true that there is any sort of foul play in his death, then we, his fans, his family, demand full justice for him. I, Ananya Parashar, demand justice for Zubin Garg. our king.
Zubin Garg's untimely passing is the clear result of negligence by certain people around him. I demand that strict action be taken against them under all the possible provisions under the law. While I welcome the SIT that has been formed by the Assam government to probe into the incident, I demand that the whole case be fast-tracked and the perpetrators be brought to book at the earliest. I demand justice for Zubin.
Hello, my name is Anjana Bordoloy and I'm from Washington DC, and this is a very crucial time for Assam, and especially like losing our iconic figure Zubin Garg, and it's becoming like a huge controversy not only in Assam but entire world. So today I'm here to basically ask the government of India to take a drastic step in order to get the justice for Zubin Garg. We all know that we lost him in Singapore during his visit, but we don't know what happened. So we cannot, afford to live our life without knowing the actual truth of his death. So I'm hearing from that the government is asking Shamkanu Mohanta and then Siddharth Sharma to come to the CID office on October 6th. But I pledge the government of India to move the date up because there is a lot of chance that we can miss the critical information. And rather than delaying the process, we should, start the process immediately. So we need justice for Zubin. We basically want to know what happened there, and then who are the people are involved in that incident. So it's a truly demise for the entire world that we don't have.
And viewers, let's take a quick look at some other stories making news from across the country. This is Bharat in a minute.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
A walkathon has been organized on the occasion of World Heart Day to raise awareness on heart health and care. Organizers of the walkathon, Dr. Parvez Ahmed, called the walkathon a heart awareness campaign, and this took place in Srinagar. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan visits Dolly Hill and also offered prayers and sought blessings of Lord Shiva at the historical premises. Pradhan said that the foundation of new Odisha will be laid with the development of this area.
इसी क्षेत्र का विकास से ही नव उत्कल का, नव उड़ीसा का, नया उड़ीसा का गठन होगा और उड़ीसा ही मजबूत होने से, पूर्वोदय होने से ही भारत मजबूत होगा। विकसित भारत की मार्ग धौली से आएगा।
River rafting activities on Chenab River has resumed after remaining suspended since Operation Sindoor and the recent spate of landslides and heavy rains that affected the region. All right, we have some breaking news coming in right now. The writ petition filed today by TVK won't be heard by the Madurai bench of High Court for today. This is going to be heard tomorrow. It has been postponed, and the party TVK had initially asked for the petition to be heard today, but now it's been postponed to tomorrow. Petition on a CBI inquiry that was scheduled to be heard today has been postponed, and the court will be now hearing the matter tomorrow. The Madurai court will be, the Madurai bench of the High Court will be hearing the matter tomorrow. Shada joins us live for more details. Shada, tell us more details about this, please. Why has this been postponed?
The TVK had initially submitted a petition asking for a CBI probe in the Karur Stampede tragedy. However, the petition, which was to be heard today by the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court at 2:30 p.m., is now being postponed tomorrow. However, there's no been reason saying as to why there's a delay or why the postponement was done to tomorrow. Earlier, initially when the tragedy happened, the TVK had filed for a probe, not asking for CBI but just a probe seeking a judge's advice, saying that a probe should be conducted into this by the state. Later on, after a one-man commission was appointed by the state, is when the TVK alleged that there might be a bias investigation by the
matter will be heard on Friday.
Sir, please name, sir.
Yes, Sarivalakan, Advocate, Wing Secretary of TVK. Poma, sir.
Right, that was the TVK advocate's reaction that was coming live right now, viewers, and we will continue to keep a track of more updates on that story, as the TVK petition that was scheduled to be heard today has been now postponed, and now we will be shifting our focus to the story. Thank you so much, Shradha, for joining us, and in the meantime, we'll slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll get you the latest as the situation is tense in Bangladesh. 3 killed in the fresh protests breaking out in Bangladesh. Trouble mounts for Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. Thousands staged protest in Pak-occupied Kashmir demanding reforms.
त्योहार भी आ गए और हुंडे सुपर डिलाइट डेज भी। अब हर कदम पे खुशियां बांटेंगी। हर सेलिब्रेशन अपना अपना सा लगेगा। यही तो टाइम है प्यार दिखाने का। अपनी फेवरेट हुंडई कार को आपकी मनपसंद हुंडई कारों पर मिल रही है कमाल की डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई ही, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, राजा और प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।